it's not what it looks like. I'm honestly not an alcoholic. No, seriously, I'm not an alcoholic. This is for something else. Slug, 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 slugs. Come closer, I have to tell you a secret. I know 3 ways, 3 very effective ways for dealing with slugs. And do you know how I know how to deal with slugs? Can you tell by the length of my beard and the bags under my eyes? I'm so tired of having to deal with slugs. In all seriousness though, I do know 3 ways that are very good for keeping the slugs off of your beans, off of your sweet peas, off of your sunflowers, off of a lot of other things. It won't be foolproof, you'll have problems, but that's what we're going to look at today. Here are 3 ways that you can stop those slugs from eating your plants. Number 1, the slug bath. No, I'm not talking about giving a slug a bath with some soap and a nice shower cap and lots of other things. No, this is a bath with, that's right, beer. Now, slugs love beer. They are attracted to that bitter sort of fermentation-y gases that drift up from the beer. So by using beer in plastic tubs and containers, anything that you have to hand that obviously doesn't have any holes in the bottom, so don't bother using flower pots, but I have a lot of these old recycled fruit containers and plastic pots from home that I've used. And what you do is you bury them into the ground and then you fill them with the beer, and then you can top them up with a bit of water if you want to, or you can let the rain do its work. Now make sure you've got a little bit of a lip so that some other creatures can come out. Worms will go in there sometimes, you'll get lots of bits of wildlife that might get trapped in there, and just keep a regular eye on what's going into these slug baths. But those pesky slugs will stop eating your crops because they'll be attracted to that beery, bittery, fermentation-y kind of smell, and they'll be drawn into those baths and you won't have to worry about them again. If you don't want to do slug baths, then there is another slightly maybe nicer way of dealing with the slug problem. Number 2, garlic spray. That's right. Pungent garlic works wonders on your plants. But there is a clause, and that is that you have to do it regularly, especially when it rains. Now here in my shed I have 2 pots full of fermenting water and garlic. Did I tell you gardening's such a glamorous and wonderful and lovely just sort of thing to do? No, it's pretty disgusting, but this garlic, pungenty sort of garlic brew, whatever you want to call it, is really good for stopping the slugs from eating your plants. Now again, you'll get the occasional hole, you'll get the occasional leaf disappearing, and you may lose a few plants in the process. You can't protect them all. But by rubbing garlic cloves onto either side of your leaves, or by using the spray and spraying either side of the leaf as well, you can be sure that you will save some of your plants from the slugs. But remember, you do have to repeat this quite frequently. So if it rains, go up again and try it. I've also tried cutting garlic up and putting it around the plants. That sometimes helps too. Now, number 3. This is one of my favorite ways to stop the slugs. It really has helped me a lot. It can be a bit expensive if you can't get access to grounds, but most people can. You can go to a cafe, you can ask them for their waste. And yes, I'm talking about coffee spray. Coffee spray is one of my favorite ways to deal with the slugs because it's really easy. And coffee spray works like this. You only need a tiny little bit of coffee, so you can get your grounds or you can get your granulated coffee, put it in the bottom, put it into a spray bottle, and then fill that up to, almost to the top with water. And I tend to do mine quite strong, but you don't have to do it, You will get some yellowing on the leaves, but that's fine, the leaves will be fine, the plants will survive, they'll be happy that you've at least dealt with some of the slugs. And you just go around and spray. spray under the leaves, spray over the leaves, do all of that kind of stuff. I've also found an effective barrier for stopping the slugs from getting onto your plants in the first place is to get the grounds and put them right around the plants. Now, grounds are full of nitrogen and other great nutrients, so they will help the broad beans grow and develop, but they'll also stop them from being attacked by the slugs. And those are my 3 ways that you can combat slugs and slug damage, and it works for snails too. I'd really appreciate it if you enjoyed this video that you give it a like by hitting the button below. And if you'd like to subscribe for more content, you can hit the button here. Happy slug battling, everyone, and good luck.